In this lecture, we are going to add routing in our Angular application. So let's go to VS Code. And if you remember, when we were creating this Angular project using Angular CLI, at that time we selected yes when it asked whether we want Angular routing in our application or not. And since we selected yes there, what it did is it added an app routing module in our Angular application. So if you see here, we have an app routing module. Basically, this is a class decorated with NgModule decorator. And here, if you see for this app routing module, first we are importing this router module. And on that router module, we are using our routes using for route method. So when we use for route method, it will add this route for the entire application. Now currently in this routes array, we do not have any route defined, but we are going to define some routes here. After we have defined the routes and we have added it to this router module, from here we are exporting the router module. So this router module now contains all our routes. And in the app module file, what we are doing is we are importing that app routing module from where we are exporting the router module. So basically, we are importing this app routing module from where we have exported this router module on which we have added our routes. All right, now what we are going to do is inside this routes array, we are going to define some routes. So here, first of all, I am going to create a route for the home path. So for that, the path will be empty string. And whenever the path is empty string, in that case, I want to render the view template of a component. Now, which components view template do I want to render here? I want to render the view template of home component. So here I'm going to import home component and I'm going to specify the home component as the component for this route. In the same way, I'm going to specify two more routes here. So let's say if the path is counter, in that case, I want to render counter component. And to use this counter component, we also need to import it. And if the path is root URL slash courses, in that case, I want to render the courses component. And again, to use this courses component, first we need to import it, and then we can specify it as the component for this path. So let's save the changes here. Now, what we also need to do is we need to specify where do we want to render the view template for these components based on the selected route. For that, I'm going to go to app component. So let's go to app component.html file. There inside this div, I want to render the view template of the component for which a route is selected. So for example, if the URL is root URL, in that case, we want to render the view template of home component here. If the URL is root URL slash counter, we want to render the view template of counter component here. And if the URL is root URL slash courses, in that case, we want to render the view template of courses component here. So to do that, what we have to do is here we have to use a directive called router outlet. Okay, this router outlet directive, it is also provided by Angular slash router module. If we save the changes now, and if we go to our application, here you see when the URL is root URL, in that case, home component is rendered. If I say root URL slash courses, in that case, courses component is rendered. And if I say root URL slash counter, in that case, counter component is rendered. But here, currently, these links are not working. So let's make these links also work. For that, let's go to VS Code. And here, let me close this app component.html. And let's also close this app routing module because now we are not going to add any more routes inside this routes array. We will add some routes in the coming lectures of this course. But for now, these three routes are okay. So let me close this file as well. And now let's go to header component. And there, let's go to header component.html. And here, we want to make these three links work. So for that, first of all, instead of href, we are going to use router link directive. Okay, and to this router link directive, we need to specify the path for which this home link should be working. So I want this home link to work for just root URL. So in that case, home component should be rendered. Then let's use this router link for other anchor elements also. And here, when this counter link is clicked, we want to render the view template of counter component. And the view template of counter component will be rendered when the path is root URL slash counter. So here let's specify the path as slash counter. And in the same way, we want to render the view template of courses when the path is root URL slash courses. So here, let's specify the path as slash courses. And with this, let's save the changes. Let's go to our application. And when I click on this home link, it is rendering home component. When I click on this counter link, it is rendering the counter component. And you'll also see that the URL has changed. And when I click on this courses link, it is rendering the courses component. And in the URL also, you will see that the URL has changed. So these links are also working. Now what I also want is whenever a link is selected, a route is selected, I want to make that route active. So I want to show that that particular route is the currently active route. And for that, let's again go back to VS Code. And here, to highlight the currently active route, again we have a directive called routerLinkActive. And to this routerLinkActive directive, we need to specify a CSS class using which we want to highlight the route. Now in our case, if I go to header component.css, there if you scroll down, you will see that we have this active CSS class. So what I want is, I want to apply this active CSS class for whichever route is active. So I'm going to copy this CSS class and I'm going to pass it for this routerLinkActive directive. And we are going to add it for all the routes. So let me copy this, let me paste it here, and let me paste it here. And let's save the changes. And now if you go to our application, you will see that if I go to courses, courses is highlighted. If I go to home, home is highlighted. And if I go to counter, counter is highlighted. Now you will see that this home is always highlighted. And the reason for that is, for this home link, the path is root URL. And since this root URL is coming in all the URLs, that's why this home is always selected. If I only select home, there we have the root URL. So for that, root URL is selected. If I select counter, then we have root URL and then slash counter. So it also contains the root URL. And because of that, this home link is still active. And when I select courses, for this also, you will see that since in this URL we have this root URL, that's why home is active, as well as in the URL we also have this path slash courses. That's why courses is also active. Now to avoid this issue, what we are going to do is, let's go back to VS Code, and here on this link is for the root URL. So on that, we are going to add a directive, and the directive name is routerLinkActiveOptions. And to this directive, we want to assign an object. Now, since we want to assign an object to this routerLinkActiveOptions directive, we need to wrap it within square brackets. And then to this, I'm going to assign an object. And in that object, we are going to have a property called exact, and that I'm going to set it to true. With this, if we save the changes and if we go to our application, now you will see that only that link which is currently active, only that is selected. So our routing is also working. And as I mentioned before, we will add more links in this application. We also need to add routing for login and sign up. So we are also going to do that, but we will do it in our future lectures. For this section, I only want to have these three links in my application. So these three links should be working, and it is currently working. If you see, based on the selected link, it is rendering the component. So it is working as expected. Now in the next lecture, we are going to work on this counter component. So we are going to design this counter component. This is all from this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.